So I just want to talk about what it means to be stuck in between two worlds. I have felt for the better part of a decade, and I made this post about 2 weeks ago, but I have felt for the better part of a decade that I feel stuck between the worlds of tradition and that of personal insight and intuition or intuitive living. I've always been one to promote organic living as opposed to processed or GMO living, if you want to call it that, modified living that is, or life that is altered by things that come from the human mind. Not to say that everything that comes from the human mind is wrong or erroneous or bad or anything like that, because many things are beneficial. But as I live this life and I continue on to be the best me that I can be, I realize that I'm not being myself when I'm following the paradigm of someone else. Now, that's difficult to think about from the simple standpoint of knowing that I want to honor my ancestors and the ancestral traditions that I come from. But I've learned that in my life, me personally, right? I don't know about nobody else, but me personally, balance is absolutely paramount. Balance is absolutely necessary. Balance is something that without it, I am destined for failure. And so I realized that there are some aspects of my ancestral traditions that I have to hold on to. And there are some aspects that I have to let go of. I can't live my life, as I've learned, expecting to do things the way that I'm told to do them. I can't live my life doing everything according to what a priest tells me to do. I can't live my life doing everything according to what I want to do. I have to find a middle ground. I have to find a space where I am allowing myself the freedom to be me, the freedom to operate in experimentation, the freedom to operate from a standpoint where I know I'm going to make some mistakes and reach some spaces that people have never been to. But I know that I also have to live my life according to certain guidelines and standards and principles that are guiding me at all times. And so I've found myself going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Am I supposed to be this? Am I supposed to be that? Am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to do that? And I find myself just in confusion. But at this point in my life, I am tired of being confused. I am done with being limited. But I'm also done with being just a free-for-all, do whatever you want to do. There has to be some discipline. There has to be some structure. There has to be some semblance of principled living, disciplined living. And so I go back and forth with this. I made a song about this in 2016 called Two Worlds. I've been living in this space for a very long time, and I realize now that I have to be comfortable. I have to become comfortable with being in between two worlds, with being in a space where I am not sure about this path or that path, where I have to be in the now at all times to be able to decipher when to go this way and when to go that way. And I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only person who says, I don't want to be 100% into this particular tradition over here, be it some African traditional religion, or be it, some specific spiritual practice or whatever, but I need to carry some of those practices into this free form life. I'm not a do my locks exactly according to, having them perfectly aligned and all that kind of stuff, but I'm also not a free form person, if that makes sense. I'm a person that has to walk his own path. And I realize that. And when I say I realize that, I don't mean specifically that I understand that. I mean that I'm realizing, I'm making it real in my life. I'm making it real. I'm realizing it. Because I've known this for quite some time, but it's just this vacillation between feeling like I need a mentor and feeling like I need to be free. Feeling like I need to be married and feeling like I need to be single. Feeling like I need to be a part of a community and feeling like I need to be isolated or in solitude. The in-between of all of that is where I find my beauty. Is where I find the sun, my light shining as the sun comes out from behind the clouds onto me right now. People like me have to find their in-between and be comfortable there. Be comfortable in the uncomfortable place and realize that that is where we find the new. That is where we find the uncharted territory. And so I encourage you, find your uncharted territory. Find your new place. Find your pathway that no one else has walked before. And when you find it, because you will not find it, you will find where you want to begin it. But that territory has not been charted. There is much that you need to pave. There's a road that you need to pave in order for you to make it down that road. You need to go there with your machete and chart the way yourself. Cut your way through that wilderness. Cut your way through that bush that is keeping you from your greatest and highest destiny. Know that. Know that it won't be easy. Know that no one can go there before you can. And step on that road and pave it for other people to follow. Do you hear me? Pave your own road. Pave it. And watch others follow you on your way. Ashe. Zekah. I'll speak to you soon.